So in this chapter we will talk about making decisions. So let's start with relational operators. So if you want to compare between two values, you can use these operators: greater than, less than, greater than or equal, less than or equal, equal, not equal. So we use this to compare between two numbers, and we need this to get a true or false. For example, the result of 12 is 12 greater than 5, the result is true. Is 7 less than or equal 5, the result is false. Is x, so imagine x is 10, is x equals to 10, the result is true. Is x not equal to 8, the result is true. Is x equal to 8? No, because x is 10, so it's false. So also we can store or assign the result of the relational expression to a variable. So we can have a Boolean variable called result, and we can say result equal x less than or equal y. So this will check if x, the value of x, is less than or equal y. Result, we will store in result true or 1. If the result is false, we will store here 0 or false because it's Boolean. So please don't confuse between equal and equal. Equal, this is the assignment operator we use always, and equal if you want to compare between two values. So like this, x equal 8 means you want to check if x equal 8, the result will be true or false. But if you write x equal 8, this means you want to assign the value of 8 to a variable x. So let's talk now about the if statement. The if statement allows statement to be conditionally executed or skipped. So if you have some statement that you want to execute them based on some condition, you use if statement. For example, if it's raining, take an umbrella. If it's cold outside, wear a coat. So this is the flow chart for if. First we check this condition. Is it cold outside? If it's yes, then we have to wear a coat and continue. If it's not, then we don't wear a coat and then we just continue. Another example, maybe if it's cold, we need to do 3 things. First, wear a coat, wear a hat, wear gloves, and continue. If not, then we just continue. How to write if statement in C++? You just write the keyword if, and then you write parentheses. Between this parentheses, you write expression, like Boolean expression. For example, x is greater than 5 or something like this. And this is the condition. If this condition was true, this statement will be executed. If this condition was not true, this statement will be skipped. So how to do this? If the expression is true, then statement will be executed. If the expression is false, then the statement will be skipped. So let's take example. This program compute the average of 3 numbers. So we include IO stream because we want to print. We include IO manipulator because we want to use some function like fix, show point, set precision, and we using namespace std. So we define 3 variables, integer variables. We define double average. We ask the user to enter 3 variables, score 1, score 2, score 3. We compute the average, and then we use set precision, show point, fix. So this because we want, when we print the numbers, we want them to print point something. If there is not something, we print point 0. So that's why we use these 3. And then we print the average is the average, okay? So the average will be printed as 80. And then if the average is greater than 95, we want to print congratulations, that's high score. So when we run the first time the program, so we make 80, 90, 70, the average is 80, and we didn't print congratulations because this condition was false. The average was 80. 80 is not greater than 29, so it will not print this, it will just finish the program. This is another run of the program. Imagine someone enter 100, 100, 100, the average is 100, and then this condition now is true, so we will print congratulations, that's a high score. So as we saw, if the average was greater than this, we will display. If it's not, we will just continue without displaying congratulations. So one notice about if statement, don't place, this is common mistake, don't place semicolon after if. So after if and condition we don't make semicolon, but after the statement we make semicolon. Okay. Another things we have to take care of, place statement 0 in a separate line. You can write the statement here, like you can write if score greater than 90, you can write here see out blah blah, but it's not good. It's better to write it in a different line and also make indentation. Again, if you didn't do indentation, it's fine also, but it's highly recommended. So another remark, please be careful when you test floats and double for equality. Yani if you have double x, don't write if x equal 1.33, because the double numbers are approximate and not exact. So try not to use that, because double, you can have two variables. The first variable has 1.33, the second have 1.33, but when you make them equality you get false. So try to avoid making equality for doubles. Okay. So expanding the if statement. So sometimes if this condition is true, you want to do more than one statement. So in this case, you have to do the brackets. If it's one statement, you don't need to do these brackets. But if you have more than one statement in the if, so you have to do these brackets. If you have one statement and you do these brackets, it's also correct, but you don't need that. If you have more than one statement, you have to do these brackets. It's called block brackets. Okay. If else, sometimes we want to do something. If the condition is true, we do something. If the condition is not true, we do something else. So this is called if else. So let's see. If the condition is true, we want to do this. If the condition is not true, we have to do this. So this if else statement, either we do this or we do this. Okay. So if the expression is true, then statement 1 is executed and statement 2 is skipped. If the expression is false, then statement 1 is skipped and statement 2 is executed. So this is one example about to check the even number. We ask the user to enter a number to check if it's even or odd, and then we make modulus 2. If this number modulus 2 was 0, this means when you divide this number by 2 you don't have remainder, then it's even. So we print C out number is even. Otherwise, if number modulus 2 is not 0, so it will be odd. So if you see, either you print odd or even. So that's why we use if else. Again, here because it's one statement, we don't need to make brackets like these inside the if, but if you have more than one statement, you have to do. So this is a flow chart. If the number modulus 2 is 0, you do something. If it's not, you do something else, and then you continue on both cases. Okay, so this is another example. We want to ask the user for two numbers and show what's the result of dividing the first number to the second number. So we ask the user to enter the first number, the second number, and then we have to check if the second number is 0, then we cannot do the division. So that's why if number 2 is 0, we have to do three things. We have to print division by 0 is not possible. Please then program again and enter a number other than 0. If the second number is not 0, then we just do the division and then we print the result of the division. Okay. So this is the first run of the program. We write 10, 0, then we get these error messages. Okay. Nested if. Sometime it's possible that we make if in another if inside the other if. So let's see example. Imagine we are in a bank system. To get a loan with a good interest rate, you need to be employed and you need to be a recent graduate. In this case, you are qualified to get a loan with a special interest rate. So first we check, are you employed? If not, then we display you must be employed to qualify. If you are employed, we check another condition. Are you a recent graduate? If yes, then we write for you, you are qualified to get the interest rate. If not, then we print you must be a recent graduate to qualify. So this is you feel it's if inside another if. So in the code it will be like this. If you are employed, then we check another condition. If you are a recent graduate, then we print this. We also can make if else if you want. If you are employed, we have to check something else. If you are not employed, we print you are not employed. Okay, if you are employed, we have to check another condition. If you are recent graduate, we print you qualify. If not, we print you are not qualified. Okay, so when you write if inside if, make sure about the indentation. Again, it's not important for C++ for the compiler, but it's important for the one who read the code to see that if and else in the same level, this if, outer if, and else in the same level. So sometimes to avoid using if inside if, we have something called if else if. In Python we call it elif, but here we call it if else if. So it's test a series of conditions unless one is found to be true. So usually it's simpler than nested if. Yeah, we use it better than nested if. Let us take example. If it's raining, take an umbrella. Else it's windy, take a hat. Else if it's not raining and not windy, just take sunglasses. So how to write it? We write if expression and then we write the statement or the block of the statement, and then we write else if, we write another condition, we write the statement or the block of statement, else if, and so on till we get the end. In the last one we just write else without else if. So if this score is greater than A score, we print your grade is A. Else if it's greater than B, you get B. Else if it's greater than C, you get C. Else if it's greater than D, you get D. Else, so if it's not one of these conditions, you get F because you didn't get high mark or good mark. So the trailing else clause is optional, but it's best used to catch error. So sometimes you need to add one, like if it's more than A score, you print A, more than B, you print B. At the end, you don't print if, you just print if the score is greater than 0, you print if. Else means like the score is more than 100, less than 0, or some error in the mistakes. So that's why all the time use else if the condition was something very strange, like negative answer or something weird. So in this case, it's like error, invalid test score. Okay. So, but anyway, this is how to use else if, else if, else if, else if. Yeah, this is like an alternative for nested if. So that's all for this video, and we will continue in the next video, inshallah.